Okay, go ahead, Will.
This is the emblem that came to us in the 1945. And this says the Sri Ramchandra Mission, Shahjahanpur. And this is what Babuji wrote for Lalaji. And this is the starting point called the swastika. This is the path through the mountains of difficulty. And this is in Hindi, say Sahaj Marg. And this is the point of truth. And in Sanskrit, it's called Satyapad. And this is the highest level that says eternal peace. And in Sanskrit it says Om Tat Sat. And this is the sun, which represents dawning a new day because of Lalaji's spiritual discoveries.
Great, buddy. Yay! Hey, buddy, it looked like you had a lot of fun. Did you have fun doing that?
Pretty much. Yeah, I had fun doing the thing with Mom.
Okay. You said you wanted to go. So what part of that do you want to go to? Show me which part you want to go to. Which is that? Because you said you want to go there, and what is that?
Tat Sat.
And what's that? The highest point of what?
The highest point of all points.
And what is it called? Is it called something else too?
It's called the level of truth. No, the level of eternal peace.
All right.
April 30th, 1899. His father worked as a magistrate. When he was a child, he didn't want to eat food unless somebody put it in his mouth. His mother taught him to be honest and not to steal, other lessons like that. When he was 6 or 7, his mother, he saw his mother doing worship and he wanted to do it. And for a while, his mother just put sandalwood on his forehead and he was satisfied. But then he just got older and he really wanted to do it, so he did it. And when he was 9, he wanted to know like the real spiritual practice thing. And he was like all confused and didn't know he was confused about the religion and whatnot till he was 14. And he knew like what the person's personality was by the smell of their sweat. And when he was 6, he studied under a tutor. When he was 7, he got typhoid. It took over a year to recover. And then when he was better, he had forgotten everything he'd learned. At school, he was a good hockey player, and then he started to research yoga. And then he married at the age of 19. His wife's name was Babuji, I think. And they were both bad-tempered at the time. His wife died in the later half of 1949. He wanted to meet Lalaji at Rajagopalachari. He reached his master in June 3rd, 1922. The first time he received transmission from his master, he felt like he was on another level for many days. Okay, when he played cards at night, he could not think of master, but only of the card game. His dream said, give up playing cards, and he did. In a dream he received two jerks of transmission. The first made him filled with spiritual force. The second, his heart was about to burst, and he felt a lot of pain in his heart. And when he was about to get the third jerk, he said he didn't care if he died, and the master who was giving him the transmission was kind of startled, so then he stopped the transmission. And then he died in 1983.
Yay!
Babuji gave us the 10 maxims, and then he gave us like a guide saying what the maxims are all about. And I
don't know. Do you want this?
Yeah. The maxims are, the first one is, rise before dawn, offer your prayer and puja at the fixed hour, preferably before sunrise, sitting in one and the same pose. Have a separate place and seat for worship. Purity of mind and body should be especially adhered to. Begin your puja with a prayer for spiritual elevation with a heart full of love and devotion. Fix up your goal, which should be in complete oneness with God. Rest not till the ideal is achieved. Be plain and simple to be identical with nature. Be truthful. Take miseries as divine blessings for your own good and be thankful. Know all people as thy brethren and treat them as such. Be not revengeful for the wrongs done by others. Take them with gratitude as heavenly gifts. Be happy to eat in constant divine thought whatever you get, with due regard to honest and pious earnings. Mold your living so as to arouse a feeling of love and piety in others. At bedtime, feeling the presence of God, repent for the wrongs committed. Beg forgiveness in a supplicant mood, resolving not to allow repetition of the same. And so I decided to study Maxim 4, be plain and simple to be identical with nature, and find out what Babuji was talking about. And so I read, at first I thought, well, that means to be simple in life, to live simply. And then I read what Babuji said, and he said that it meant that, but it also meant something deeper. It meant to be simple in spiritually as well, because God and nature are in essence simple. And so as we live, we have more and more complexities added to us through thought and doing things that aren't pious. And so in order to become one with God, we have to get rid of all those complexities. And the more you get, the harder it is to get rid of them. But once you do, you can become one with God.
Yay!
Yay!
It's not bad.
But place of worship.
Go ahead, go see too.
Of human life. Thou art the vehicle of human life. Thou art that state.
We are yet but slaves of wishes.
We are yet but slaves of wishes.
Putting
bar to our that's it.
Thou art the only
God
and power
the God and power
to
bring
we are yet but slaves of wishes.
We're yet but slaves of wishes. Putting bar to our that's it.
Thou art the only God in power
Thou art the only God in power
to bring us
up to that state.
Yeah, keep on practicing. You're doing great, Goosey.